Hi, Matt with Etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Tactic Chain tire chains with the rubber tensioner and roller links on our 2020 Ford F-150. And we're going to have this on our rear axle as what the manual recommends. We're also going to have this on tire size 275, 65, R18. This will fit a variety of other sizes. That's just the size we have today. If you're not sure this is going to fit your vehicle, you can actually plug in your vehicle's information into our fit guide to find the right one for you. As far as tire chains and roller link chains go, I think this is probably my favorite roller link chain. Reason being is, it's going to be designed to go through those light duty situations, or if you just want to have them on hand in case of emergency, or just to stay legal in your state, it's good for that too. But when you do need to put them on, these are going to be the easiest, or one of the easiest, roller link styles to do that with. But we'll dive into that a little bit later on. Right now, let's just kind of talk about the links themselves. So right here, we're going to have these type of steel alloy links. So they're going to be very durable. They'll last you a little bit too. And with this roller link design, this is going to give you a smoother ride because it's just going to allow you to roll over the surfaces. Won't give you as much bite as, let's say, a square link design, but better ride quality. And another thing that's going to kind of go into ride quality is going to be the size of the links. So these are going to be Class S chains, and what's nice about Class S chains are smoother ride, and they're going to give you more space to sit next to your suspension, so you don't have to worry about them making contact with anything. And they're also going to have a diagonal pattern to them. So with the diagonal pattern, that's going to be kind of an in-between your ladder style and your diamond pattern. So I think it's definitely a step up from the ladder style, but maybe not quite as much as your diamond style, which is going to be better for making those extreme turns. Now, what I do like about this one, another thing that really separates it from other types of roller link chains out there, is this is going to come with a rubber tensioner. Most other chains, you got to buy this separately. This is nice that it already comes in with your kit, and I think it does a really good job at keeping this in place. These are really important because when you're driving down the road, your chains usually shift, and once they do, they usually loosen up. You don't have to worry about that when you have a rubber tensioner. Now these chains are going to come two to a set, and they're going to come in this light duty bag. And honestly, I think this bag is just fine for these chains because it's a light duty bag, but the chains are also light duty, so it shouldn't really tear through this. What I also like about this is typically with a roller link style chain, they have a lot of spring to them. And when you try to put them back in the bags, it's going to be a real pain. With these really don't have that extra spring, so when you're rolling back and put them back in here, it's really not going to fight you too much at all. Now, in my opinion, I think these are a great set of chains, like I said earlier. If you're just looking for something to stay legal in your state or just get you through those light-duty areas, these are going to do you just fine. And on top of that, they're easy to put on. Now, if you need a little bit more traction to get you through some more moderate or heavy conditions, then I'd recommend Tactic Chains tire chains that have a assisted tensioner. That one is going to be one chain system that's all hooked together, and it's not going to be a separate rubber piece like we have here. It's just going to be a little bit more efficient, and you don't have to worry about losing any parts with it. But if you're not really going through those extreme situations, I think this will do you just fine too. But if you are curious to see what this looks like to actually install, because like I said earlier, this is going to be pretty easy when it actually comes to roller link styles. Just stay tuned. We'll walk you through the process. To start off the installation, I'm going to grab some gloves, just make this easier, and lay out my chains. Now, if it's your first time throwing these on, I recommend trying it out at home first, just so you can figure it out, and you're not trying to figure it out on the side of the road in the middle of a blizzard. But what we're going to do is look for any type of damages to your links. Make sure they're looking good and nothing's tangled up. These are looking pretty good here. And I'm just going to check to make sure it's in the right orientation. So I want to make sure this block here says tire side, because this is going to be the side that's facing up and against your tire. And we want to make sure nothing here is connected in the center, and this point here is furthest away from your tire. Once we've done that, then I'll start putting it on. So all you have to do really is take this and kind of just shove it behind the tire on one side. Now if you're in more of a snowy condition, you might have to chuck it a little bit But if you're in icy, it should slide pretty easy. And then I'm just going to kind of try to get that centered as much as possible. And then I'm going to start making my connections. So the first connection I'm going to make is going to be on the back side. The way we're going to do that is going to be with this hook and this link. And these are just going to connect together. Now I won't reach right now. I'll have to actually do this behind the tire, so I'll do that now. And we'll have it connected just like that. You're going to maintain control of your chains and come to the front side. And what we're doing here is just going to be connecting this middle block to this channel. Just pushing it through that hole just like that. There are two of them here. I'm just going to start on the front one, or the first one, and go from there. And we only have one more point to secure down. There's going to be this one on the bottom here. Now sometimes it's going to be a little bit tight, so what you can do is apply some pressure to one side, same thing on the other side, and that should be enough to get this block to slip through that channel, just like that. This is still feeling a little bit loose, so I'm going to try to come up to the top again, get that second block through here. There you go. That's feeling a little bit better. And really all we have to do now is grab that rubber tensioner and throw it on here. Just make sure you're putting this on with those hooks furthest away from the tire so they don't scuff anything up. There we go. I like to do this in a star pattern so it's evenly distributed. And once this is done, then you're going to repeat this whole process on the other side. When they're both on, you can come back through, kind of give this a little tug, make sure it feels tight enough. And if it does, I also recommend just backing up or going forward some, just to make sure you do have a good fit still. And if you do, you can take it out for a ride. But that was just a look at the installation and some of the features of the Titan Chain tire chains with the rubber tensioner and the roller links on our 2020 Ford F-150. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.